We hear how tough it is for footballers at Christmas. You don't really get at Christmas, but you come here and it puts that into perspective, really.
Of course it does, yeah. We come here. Obviously, we don't want to see many children here because it's a place where you want them to be at home with their families and friends. And but we've seen a few children today. Hopefully, a few of them are going to be out in time for Christmas. And hopefully, we can put a smile on their faces and wish them goodwill and get them better as soon as possible.
The whole first team squad here today, and it really, I suppose, illustrates that it's a community club and it really does care about its fans and the youngsters here.
Oh yeah, fantastic. The team spirit and everybody involved at the club, the staff, the players, right down the background staff. They're all part, and we're part of building a big process at Derby. And if we come to places like the hospital and schools, which we do over the period, and help them become Derby fans, and put smiles on people's faces and make them better, that's great for us.
The manager's just been having a laugh with you about you being back in hospital. What's your situation at the moment?
Well, to be fair, I don't want to wish the year away, but I'm really looking forward to 2006. It's been a difficult year for me, not the whole year, obviously the last few weeks and months, just niggly little injuries which has kept me out. But I'm determined, and when I get back, hopefully I can fight for my place and get back. But it's just been very frustrating because I can't seem to get my season going at the moment.
What about Christmas Day for you? Are you quite reserved? Do you have to hold back on the turkey and the mince pies?
Well, definitely, yeah. Used to, I don't want to sort of shame my age, but the last sort of 10, 12 years, you get used to its routine. You've got to be professional. Obviously, it's with your family and your children. You have a fantastic day, but you've got to be careful what what you take inside. You've got to be careful with the food because you've got to perform the next day. But everybody's going to have a good time, and they're all sensible. And you've got to be professional and look forward to the busy Christmas period.
Jeremy, a difficult Christmas for these youngsters. I'm sure that it's brightened up their day to see the players down here.
Yeah, I was just saying to the manager, we've got a bunch of players who've all put their hands in their pockets and bought presents for kids. So I think the boys have got a really good attitude. We're really proud of the community connection that we have as a football club, and to come in as a football club and give something back. I think it's fantastic.
You've been around and about talking to the youngsters, and people, the players sometimes moan about their lot at Christmas, a busy, hectic, festive period, but then they come here and it puts it all into perspective.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing their faces as they were sitting down and talking to kids who obviously are going through a tough time right now. And I think to a man they've all recognised that it isn't quite so hard. And I think probably they feel a greater sense of connection with the community when they come out and have these sorts of days. I think that's fantastic, both for the community and for the players as well.
Because that is what it's about. Well, Derby County, we talk about it being a business. Actually, there's an emotional attachment, and it is more than that. And to see the players out and about doing this kind of thing is important.
Yeah, this is not about business. This is about being part of a community. This is the football club doing what it should be doing and getting out and about and being a part of the community of Derby. Yes, there is a business, but there's nothing commercial about it today. This is real people, making connections and being part and soul of Derby, the community.
Not a bad bunch of boys, really, are they, Phil? They seem to actually enjoy themselves today.
I think they're a great bunch of lads, and to put their hands in their pockets first and foremost is a great testimony to them as individuals, and then to come down and deliver the presents for kids who are unfortunately away from their families at this time of year, which is difficult for the families. It must be difficult for the kids, and I think even the likes of Seth Johnson's put a smile on people's faces today, which is great to see.
Yeah, they did seem genuinely touched, and it does put things into perspective. A difficult Christmas for you and the boys, of course, but nothing like what these kids are facing.
Difficult, 4 games in 8 days. You've got to run around for 90 minutes and times 4, and you get a day's rest in between. It's not difficult compared to this. This is mental anguish, if you like. This is the tough part of life when you've got bereavements and of families that are split up because of ailments and disabilities and whatever. That's the tough part of life, and certainly at the time when there's a feeling of loneliness at this time of year, naturally. But I think, to put things into a religious perspective, and then, visiting hospitals where kids are unfortunately lying with ailments, can't be at home, it certainly does put it into perspective for me.
There's a lot written and said about Derby County, but again, this, I guess, shows that we are seriously committed to our work in the community with all the activities we're doing and getting the full first team squad down here.
I think it's the size of the squad that's turned up. It's everybody, bar none, and now the chief executive's come down and the manager. Okay, I think it's part of my job. It's it's taking Derby County to the public, and I think the response from the public, as you've seen today, has been one of admiration. It's not admiration you're after. It's just this is what we're here for. If we'll put a smile on people's faces on a Saturday, great. If it's outside of the Saturday game, then even greater. And I think that's what's happened today.
Talk to the players, and on Christmas Day they don't really kind of tuck into the turkey and the mince pies. What about as a manager now? You don't have to worry about necessarily the 90-minute run around on a match day. So are you going to indulge on Christmas Day?
I think you have to eat to think. So I'll be eating okay. I won't be drinking as much, but I'll have hopefully a glass of champagne on Boxing Day night.
A celebratory glass, of course.
That's of course.
Food for thought. Merry Christmas, Chris.
Thank you very much.